Christ came into our world in the fullness of time. In other words, he came at just the right moment according to God's plan for our salvation. In God's eyes, it was the best of times for his Son to come into the world. But to human eyes, that perfect and unique moment probably seemed like the worst of times. For when Christ was born in Bethlehem 2,000 years ago, the people of Israel lived in the midst of great uncertainty. For centuries, the Jewish people had lived under foreign rulers. First the Babylonians, then the Persians, then the armies of Alexander the Great, and finally the legions of Rome. Under the Romans, they suffered heavy taxes, harsh contempt, and harassment. There were many riots and rebellions. False messiahs arose again and again, promising to bring the people to freedom. But each and every time, the Romans crushed their opposition. In the land of Israel, many of the people were poor. Their political leaders served themselves instead of their people. The religious leaders were divided against and often contradicted each other. The common people were truly sheep without a shepherd. It was a time of utmost uncertainty. The only thing that seemed sure about the future is that it would bring more suffering, it would bring more tears and more bloodshed. For a certain household in Galilee, the home of Holy Joseph the carpenter, there must have been great uncertainty indeed. His fiancée, a chaste and holy young woman, was mysteriously with child. Then an order came down from Rome. Caesar demanded census.